Houston 69, Tennessee 50. Uglier than the final score. At halftime, Tennessee had 15 points. Yikes. I think this was the shortest preview that we did for the Elite Eight. And there was a moment in it where we looked at each other and we were like, you know what? Houston's just Tennessee, but better.
Yeah,
And that's what I felt like watching this entire game. They were two defensive minded monsters, but one was a lot better, had better guard play, and created separation quickly and never left any doubt.
yeah. And look, it sucks that Tennessee had to go out like this. Like 15 points and a half is absolutely unforgivable and a nasty level of basketball. And it made for a very, very quick, comfortable victory for Houston, where they never really even struggled in this basketball game. But it's got to be so frustrating. The one thing that crossed my mind the whole time watching this game is it's got to be so frustrating to play Houston. Because if you turn the ball over or they just force you into a bad shot, and they're also so solid on defense. Like they do so much without reaching. They have great hands. They always have their hands on the ball. They're just everywhere defensively. They're not necessarily the tallest guys as they start like a 6'8" front court. But I love that Kelvin Sampson takes an approach where you can't play for me if your wingspan's not a plus like 7. Like I need all wingspan guys on my team, and that's exactly what he has. And it's so tough to beat and or come back on this team if you're not making shots. Like, I mean, this is this is crazy to read. Tennessee shot 29% from the field. They shot 17% from three. They turned the ball over 9 times and they lost the rebounding battle. While on the other hand, Houston shoots 42% from the field, 36% from three. They only turn the ball over 5 times. And back to the point that I was talking about with why it's got to be tough to play Houston, because they get stops and then they just slow it down. They throw it to Uzan. He walks it up. They run something really good. They get a good shot. If they miss it, they'll get it back, and then they will put you in hell on the defensive end once again. And it's just got to be heartbreaking to go through that and then get like an Emmanuel Sharp three just put right on your head, and you're just like, damn, now I got to do this again. So, Houston is the best defense in the sport for a reason, or second best defense, I think, according to Ken Pom, and they also hit threes at a very high rate, and it's going to be tough to beat them when they do that.
Yeah. Yep. Just a comfortable win. That's all I got here. Like, I don't know what you want me to say. They were never going to win this game if Lanier went 4 for 18. He had 17 points on 18 shots. There was a sequence early in the game. I think it was Raft on the call, but early in the game where he just missed like three straight NBA range threes.
And
And
they were like,
Raft was like, yeah, I
you
got
got
to
to get
take
him
him
out.
out. Yeah.
You got to get him out at this point.
And I understand, like, Raft knows more basketball than I ever will. But also, like, for an announcer in an Elite Eight game in the first half to be talking about, yep, that you got to take your star out of the game. That's the moment it was over for Tennessee. Like,
Right.
you have to play through Chaz Lanier. And if Lanier's chucking and missing, it's over. That's what happened. Zakai Ziegler is a tough kid, a memorable player for a lot of reasons, but also a kid that will be largely remembered as a lot better than he really is, in my opinion. 5 points, 5 assists, 4 turnovers in this game in 38 minutes. He was 1 for 9 from the floor.
Yeah. He's too small.
There's no answer. He's not capable of more than that against a defense as good as Houston's. And I mean, he ended up on the on the Cousy Award list
Yeah.
finalists over Ryan Nemhard, over there's somebody else that I'm forgetting right now,
And
over Donovan Dent. Yeah, travesty. Like
yeah.
that's just not. It's a mistake. And Zakai Ziegler, I think, got a lot of the accolades that other players on this Tennessee team may have deserved, but I don't know. Tough. Just where were they supposed to find offense in this game? Jordan Gainey was pretty good off the bench, but that was about it, right?
Jordan Gainey was the only person who was good in this game. The only one
Yeah.
for Tennessee, that is. They lose by 40 if it's not for Jordan Gainey. So it's just I don't know. I don't know how, and this might be harsh, but I don't know how many years. And actually, no, let me take a step back here, because last year's Tennessee team just lost to Purdue, right, to get to a Final Four. That's tough. Purdue's one of the best teams in the sport. They have the best player in the sport. Like it's tough to get across that hump. But I don't know how many years you have to watch your season end like this before you change something. Like do something to get over the hump. Then maybe like I get Zakai Ziegler's this great kid, great defender, great, good basketball player, but you're limited, I think, if that's going to be like your second best player. And that's what Tennessee was trying to make him, and I think that's what limits their ceiling. And then, you know, your best player doesn't play. A lot of times we do these recaps and we're like going in all these like certain things and all these certain paths. Sometimes it really boils down to this. Like you're not going to beat teams of Houston's caliber if your best player plays bad. Straight up.
Yeah.
You're not gonna that's not gonna I don't care what anyone else did in this game. You are not going to win if your best player doesn't play well.
Yeah. No, you're right. I think honestly, the result of this game makes me look back on Purdue taking Houston to the wire and being really impressed with Purdue.
Mm.
Because I do think just most of what happened in this game was just Houston's so solid and great across the board. They're great in the front court. Cryer made a lot of shots in this game. Manuel Sharp hit four big threes. Uzan actually was pretty awful, and it didn't even feel like he was awful. Um, I don't know. Do you watch this Houston team? The more I watch them, I don't want to say I'm backing off of Duke, but I feel strongly that Houston is the only team that can beat Duke in the field.
You don't think Auburn can get him?
I mean, if Auburn plays their absolute best, but I think they're too inconsistent. Houston is the one team I would like put some chips behind and maybe beating Duke.
Yeah, I think I would do the same for what it's worth. This Houston team is just they are so good defensively. It's insane.
Yeah.
It is truly insane. They don't turn the ball over, like I said. They it's just it's a recipe, a formula for success.
Yep. Yep, it is. It's really impressive to watch. All right, we don't have a lot on this one, as crazy as that sounds. An Elite Eight game where there's not much to talk about. That's probably the biggest praise we can give Houston. So, Tennessee, nothing to be ashamed of with an Elite Eight game run, back-to-back years, but also at the same time, a lot to be ashamed of. You can't do this.
Yeah, you can't do this. It's a sad way to go out. I will say that, unfortunately. Can I ask you one question though?
Sure.
Purdue does beat Houston. Do they beat Tennessee?
Yeah.
It's gonna be a tough pill to swallow.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't think they do. It is March, and that means that March Madness is upon us. And if you are looking for a place to play, Underdog Fantasy has you covered. Sign up and deposit using code SLEEPERS, that's code SLEEPERS, to receive up to $1,000 in bonus credit plus a free pick. Head over to Underdog Fantasy today and use promo code SLEEPERS to take advantage of this amazing offer.